Calf Kick Sports.
Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. My name is Tim Wheaton with Calf Kick Sports, and we have a special guest today. Undefeated professional fighter Taylor Mauldin, coming off a big win in LFA this November. Taylor, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome to be here.
Oh, well, I appreciate you having you on. So, big win this November. What's next for you? I know everyone wants to know, do you have a fight upcoming? When do you want to get back in there? Is there someone you want to call out?
I definitely don't have anyone to call out, unfortunately, but I do hope to fight February with LFA, so I know they have some upcoming cards in Connecticut and New York, so New York would be awesome, but just waiting, staying ready, and doing all the fun stuff.
No call outs as of yet, but that's okay. So we were voting in the for the LFA Female Fighter of the Year. When will news come of this?
It did come out already. I was really hoping to get the Kneebar. I had submission of the year. I was hoping to get that, and I tried so hard to get it. And it was funny because the card after me, there was another athlete that did a Kneebar, and he got it. I was like, no, just one card shy. I was so close, but I worked my butt off to try to get those votes in. But it's okay. It happened. Maybe
well, next year, that's right. That's the thing of getting a Kneebar in your professional debut. That's hard to do. It's an extremely rare submission because a lot of jiu-jitsu schools don't teach Kneebars. A lot of jiu-jitsu competitions don't allow leg locks at all. So where were you taught? What is your jiu-jitsu lineage then?
Well, it's definitely here with Millennia MMA, and it's funny because we were going over the leg lock entanglements. I want to say we go over sequences. So we had gone over that for quite a while. I want to say a good solid 2 months on just entrances from there. And unfortunately, I was on top and she had grabbed one of my legs and I was just it just felt so natural. So I just was able to weave over the leg and get into that position and just locked it in. But my coach was yelling, was like, no. But I did it anyways.
Wait, why were they telling you no? Was it the wrong position or what happened there?
No, but you risk the chance of her getting on top instead of laying there. But the good thing is that I locked it in within enough time for her not to be able to scramble out of the position. But you just risk the scramble and being on your back.
It's a really hard maneuver to pull off. It's very hard to pull off. Well done getting it done. That's a huge deal there.
I was in and out. I was like, wait, that's it? No, I want more.
Well, I wasn't done yet. I had another cool thing to show you guys. So how many more Kneebars can we hope for in your career? Are you always going to be gunning for them now?
That would be awesome to be and so unheard of. It would be freaking sick to be known as that. But, I would say yes. I would definitely, if the opportunity is there, I'm going to go for it.
You're going to go for it every single time.
Not holding back.
No, given jiu-jitsu, you said that one of your inspirations was Ffion Davies, who is world jiu-jitsu champion multi-time. How did you come in contact? How did you find out about her?
Just, I feel like she's just so badass in the sense that when she carries herself, she's not typical in the sense that she doesn't market herself in a typical way for a female athlete. So that's always admirable. And so that's what really made me gravitate towards her. So I've always appreciated that and just that she did that and just seems like a really well-rounded person and then a badass athlete on top of that.
No, and you know what? From where you're coming from, Millennia MMA, you are surrounded by a ton of badass women. You were training with our good friend Mariah the Samurai Miller, who's now in Hawaii. She's absolutely awesome. I believe your sister's training there as well. Is that correct?
She doesn't fight out of Millennia. She's actually with Team Oyama. She lives out there in Orange County. So, but we do. She does often come out here, and I at times go out there as well.
Gotcha. There's no bad blood between the gyms, then, I would hope.
Oh, no. Our gyms are, they're Orange County. We're out here, so it's not like they're really competition. But, in the business side of things, but, as far as fighting, that is the thing. But I doubt that it would, for me, at least.
No, exactly. And you're training with Tatiana Suarez out there as well?
When she was healthy and things like that. Yeah, she was in here all the time.
Neck injuries are really tough. Like,
Mhm.
it's been a few years since we've seen her. I was hoping that you would give me the hot scoop of like, oh yeah, she signed a thing, but nothing's happening.
She had signed with UFC. She had a bout agreement set and ready to go, but unfortunately she hurt her knee, so she pulled out of that. But looks like she's actually like almost fully recovered and is doing amazing.
Absolutely incredible. I hope to see her back soon because she's
Yeah, me
absolutely
too. I
amazing.
want to see her get down.
I know. Now, you said that before you go into fights, you often visualize what you want to see happen. I know a lot of other fighters like Conor McGregor and Mariah have also said that they visualize before fights. Can you tell us a little bit more about using the law of attraction in fighting?
Yeah, for me, I think it has a lot to do with just being a visual learner. And I don't know that there's any science behind it, but I just every time I do it, I have really good success. Like I even visualize little small details like your hand getting raised, and I just visualize it over and over and over and over and over, like obsessively. I dream about fighting. That's how much I I think about it. Like I have dreams of just getting my hand raised, and then certain situations. Like I also like study a lot of film. And so I'll see something and then that will replay in my head over and over and over again. And then I just add a little more to it. What I'd like to do with that opportunity.
That's a pretty wild talent to be able to watch tape and then what do you just like go to the heavy bag and start rehearsing it kind of thing?
No. So for example, like if someone like has a slight little mistake, like their bad habits, like I'll just be like, okay, that's when I'm gonna do this. And I just visualize it, and then practice it and sparring over and over and over again. Every opportunity I get, I'm just trying to capitalize on that one thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's clearly worked for you so far, undefeated in MMA through your amateur career and now professional career, absolutely undefeated. Well, who are your biggest inspirations of getting into mixed martial arts itself?
Getting into it, I'd have to pay respect to Gina Carano. She was obviously my first real like up and coming as a young girl. I was like, oh man, she's badass, and she was doing so well. And then I remember she had fought Cris Cyborg, and at the time, for me, I didn't know who Cris Cyborg was,
Right.
but another just badass female fighter that carried herself super humble and went out there and killed it. Like one time I went to go watch Cris Cyborg live for my birthday, and I kid you not, this lady went out swinging. Her whole entire toenail came off in the middle of the fight. She ripped her toenail off, threw it, and knocked the girl out.
Are you kidding? That's a great story.
I was there to watch it. I was like, oh my gosh. Because like there, I don't think we realized that that's what she was doing. And then I went back and rewatched it on video, and I was like, oh my gosh, she broke her toenail off and kept fighting. She's so funny. That's so badass. Like, all right, let's do it. Like, I don't know that would have stopped or picked it up, but I just feel like the fact that she did that and then seconds after knocked the girl out is insane.
Could you have honestly asked for a better birthday gift than like getting could oh my god, that's just absolutely perfect. But no, Gina Carano, especially coming from Southern California like yourself, Gina Carano in the Elite XC and Strikeforce Sphere, that would have connected directly quite to you. That's kind of in your neighborhood, right?
Right. Yeah, because she was you said Southern California?
SoCal, yeah.
Yeah, because she trained with there was a Muay Thai fighter that she dated. I don't think they're together anymore, but they were together at CSA.
Yeah.
I remember correctly. And then, but no, I never crossed paths with her. But man, it would have been awesome too. I know my sister has.
That's pretty cool, honestly. It'd be a cool person to meet. There has been a lot of movement. It's honestly insane of how much women's martial arts has grown. And we've had women's boxing for like 50 years now, and it's still kind of a secondary act. And even women's sports, like whether we're talking NHL or NBA, it's kind of a secondary sport. Whereas with women in MMA, with Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey and Cris Cyborg, like there are now women headlining fights in Thailand. There's women headlining fights around the world. Like it's kind of an insane thing that we have had so many badass women that have actually grown rather than having this as a side sport. It's extremely gratifying to see that this is women's fighting is a mainstream sport, right?
It's insane. It's something that I feel like for a long time. I mean, it's still growing. There's still in the UFC. There's still not a 108 division, and I know Invicta just added their 108 division. So it's just crazy, and it's awesome. Like I know for 115 and 125, those weight classes have been around, even 135. But to see that start happening for everyone, it's like awesome. It's like, yeah, we're doing it. Like we're making progress. So it's cool, and so I'm excited to see what the future holds for because to me, I'm like that's like Mariah. That's Mariah's weight class. I feel like she should be a 108 fighter and has had to fight at 115. There's so many athletes that fight at a bigger weight class because that weight class doesn't exist, like Michelle Watterson or Mariah. There's just so many athletes that don't get to do that on a bigger platform as far as fighting and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I think it was just rumored earlier this year that the UFC was looking at opening a women's atomweight division, which, like you said, I completely agree.
Awesome. There's a ton of athletes in the 115 division that still fight at 15s just because there's not, a 108.
Yeah, I think when I first last year, I was one of the only journalists to cover the women's atomweight Grand Prix for one championship, and even the entire.
That's an exciting weight class.
That's what I'm saying. Of like anyone in the top 10, some of the people at the bottom of the top 10 could almost beat the person at number 1. Like there's a lot of talent in that weight class, right?
Yes, Andrade, she looks like she could like go to 108.
I think so.
She would have to really cut, but I think she has the potential to and hold the belt at that.
I would absolutely love to see
that heaviest hitter at that weight class.
Yeah.
And 115. Imagine at 108.
Could you imagine? She could pick up anybody in that weight class, Yeah,
no problem. Like she would kill it.
Now, speaking of cutting weight, how do you find cutting weight? I know every fighter complains about it. How do you personally find it?
To be honest, at 125, it's not much of a cut for me.
Right.
This last cut, or really wasn't even a cut. It was like I just got on the treadmill for 15 minutes and did my cut. So that's why I'm looking to go down to 15s, just because 125 it was not really. It's just like dieting and the 15 minutes for me. And then I mean, no one likes weight cutting. You cut out the water and stuff like that, so it's gonna suck regardless. But I'm just like I'd rather get a little more out of it at 15.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry to talk over you. Go ahead there.
No. That was it.
Are you hoping to make the cut this year, or is this kind of down the line a goal?
No, definitely. I think if I were to get a fight in February, I would go down to 15s.
Oh, dang, that's a big deal. This is a really big scoop. Have you done it before? Have you done the cut like a trial test?
I definitely have, yeah. Just to make sure that I could get down.
No, you're set to go. That is perfect. But MMA, it's notoriously tough. Like you've seen people rip their toenails off. It is a sport where fighters are almost too tough for their own. Right, yeah. And there's fighters who break their arms and are still able to continue fighting. What was the biggest motivating factor of you to get into the sport of mixed martial arts?
You know what it is for me? It's just like I'm not outside. At times, like, I was like studying Francis Ngannou, and he knocked out who did he knock out? Stipe? I think that's how you say it.
Stipe Miocic, yeah.
Oh God, and it was brutal. Like he knocked him out cold where his leg bent back, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I do this!"
Yes.
Like what? But no, for me, a big thing for it, and the reason why I'm absolutely obsessed is just I love working hard. I love working hard, and I just like the grind, and I like to just push myself. I love to do this every day, multiple times a day. Like I just could not imagine my life without this. I don't think if I didn't have this, I would just have too much energy. I don't know what I would do with myself. If I don't train for a day, it's tough. I can't imagine just having it completely removed out of my life. It would just be really difficult.
At this point, training is a pillar of your life. That is the thing that you do. It's hard to imagine life without training martial arts, correct?
At work, like I work here. It's my hourly. It's minute by minute. It's what I do.
You also teach striking classes there, correct? I saw that on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I teach us like striking fundamentals, and I teach some kids. And I don't really teach jiu-jitsu. My I come from a striking background, so that's what I specialize in, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that you had some amateur, I believe, amateur Muay Thai bouts as well. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the ground game, or do you prefer the stand-up arts?
I don't know. I think these last couple years, I've definitely preferred jiu-jitsu and wrestling just because I've had success with it, and it just you know how like I guess what it is when you start something and you're not good at it, you want to be the best. And so for me, I had done striking for so long, and I felt great on it. I was like, oh man, like I didn't feel like it was too much of a challenge for me. And when I compared it to jiu-jitsu, there's always going to be somewhat of a challenge. But with jiu-jitsu, I didn't know anything. I was like, what is this? I had to like show up to class and videotape it because I felt so overwhelmed with the amount of information that was being given. And then I just kept showing up, and I just was gradually getting better and better and better. And then getting my butt beat also at the same time. And it just made me want to like keep showing up. And I just going through that is just, I don't know, it's just fun to me.
It was super fun. I think learning striking arts, I would almost describe as like it's like arithmetic. Like for every plus, there's going to be a negative. You can almost like play the counter game. It's a lot of fun.
Insane.
Right?
Yeah.
And then with you, no, go ahead.
There's like counters to the counters on that counter, and then you could go down the rabbit hole with jiu-jitsu and wrestling and all that stuff. Is just what makes the sport so complex.
Well, it's a really hard sport to learn as well. I felt like jiu-jitsu was more complex than learning striking arts. Like it was almost like learning a second language where things weren't intuitive, things aren't natural. Because I remember my coach one day was like, I keep showing you submissions, and I was like, what are you talking about? No, you're not. I don't know.
I know. I think like recently we were just going over passing, like, when are we gonna learn like some moves, coach? And he's like, I am showing you moves. What? You're missing the whole lesson. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just shut up now.
So you're in mixed martial arts now, but let's go back a few years ago. Let's say when you were graduating high school, what did you want to do with the rest of your life? Like before you had learned about mixed martial arts, what were you hoping to go into?
You know, for me, I guess I had always wanted had careers, but nothing really was like, I wasn't passionate about those things. So for me, I never really saw those things out. I didn't really graduate high school. I got my GED, and I just trained. I competed in karate at a really young age, like 8. And then it was just, my dad is competitive as can be, like is in the blood. And sports has been everything for us. It was put like before education was. Like as crazy as it sounds, it was just more important. And
yeah. I had read that before. The influence of your father played a huge part in your life. What lessons did he teach you that you're now teaching at the gym? Is there lessons that he taught you that you're now passing on to other people?
Oh yeah, don't quit, don't cry in the gym. I know it sounds kind of cruel, but you know, I remember going to tournaments and you're like, we're not here to make friends. Like, let's go. Like, you know, you're a kid, you're 9 years old, you're like, you're lined up, you're in your karate gear, and you're like trying to shake off the nerves. And he's like, no, you're not doing that. Stay focused. You're here to beat these girls, not be their friends. I was like, you're right, Dad. Let's go. Let's get it. Watch me into a killer.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. That's the basis of martial arts. I mean, there's a lot of respect and stuff, but because if you don't have that respect and honor base, it is just assaulting other people, you know?
It's not horrible. It really is, like, to be factual about it. I mean, there is respect and honor in it, but yeah, you're punching her in the face.
It's do or die. What style of karate were you enrolled in?
It was karate, like sport karate.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because I know, okay, so when Kyokushin or karate, there's the two forms, and I think one is combat sports, and the other one is like a ceremonial dance.
Oh, like forms and katas and stuff like that.
Forms, that's
So,
what I'm looking for.
yeah, so we definitely did do the katas, and it just wasn't something my dad was really interested in.
That
We
makes sense.
competed and did all those things just for the experience, but he wanted us to. We did like the sport karate and continuous sparring and stuff. That was always like he just wanted to see us do good in that, and so that's how doing that manifested into MMA because he liked that so much. So he actually found Millennia when I was 15, and I've been here with the gym since then.
That's an incredibly long time. That's awesome. So you've been at the gym for quite a while, seen quite a few changes, and you're working there now. What is your official title with the gym?
I'm just a front desk manager and instructor.
Gotcha. I had asked this to somebody else who managed an MMA gym, and he said, yeah, you're absolutely correct. You've spent your life around people in martial arts, in mixed martial arts. Every day you speak to people in mixed martial arts. People who are in the sport of mixed martial arts, kind of a bunch of weirdos. Now stop me when I'm wrong here. Am I wrong here?
I mean, I feel like I'm probably one of them, one of the weirdos, and I'm so desensitized to it. So when actual normal people walk in the door, I'm like, what do you mean? Why are you scared? This is fun. Aren't you excited to punch somebody in the face? Let's go. Get your gloves. I got some right here for you, actually. But I do try to like sit back and like, wait a minute. I have to understand why it's nerve-wracking for them to be in here. But for me, like when I get somebody new in the gym, I get excited for them because I love this so much. And then it does take courage to come in here. It is intimidating. But I get all pumped. I feel like sometimes I get pumped up more than they are. I'm like, how do you know how to do this? Like, what's holding you back? Let's go. What is it? Let's get you started.
I find it really fun as well. But no, yeah, like you said, normal people, they're normal. That's like a normal response of like, yeah, like you're telling them like you're probably gonna get hit in the head today.
I know, like the whole injury waiver thing, like what I have to sign an injury waiver, what's gonna happen to me? And I'm like, nothing, don't worry about it. It's fun.
Nothing, but just sign here, just in case.
Yeah, just a couple signatures, phone number, and you're good.
I've read that you do a post-fight meal, and you're in good company with this as well. You do a Big Mac as a post-fight meal. Now, other fighters have done that. Anderson Silva or St. Pierre, they all say the same thing. Designed for us, the perfect Big Mac. What is the Taylor go-to Big Mac?
Okay, I have to taste pickles. Number one, the pickles have to be there. The spread is amazing. I don't know what it is, but it's everything to me. The pickles. If I don't get a pickle, I don't want to eat it. Like, there has to be two pickles, like that SpongeBob like moment in it when he's getting his Krabby Patty or something, and there's no like guy keeps like hiding the pickles. Like if I don't get my pickles in my Big Mac, I don't want it. Take it back. That's it for me.
It's so funny. And with McDonald's also sometimes you get the pickles like they kind of drop it on the side and it's like almost off of it. Like what the hell are you doing, man?
Disrespect. Don't do that to me.
What other fast food places, what other fast food meals is your go-to? Aside from McDonald's Big Mac, what else is a go-to fast food meal?
Like In-N-Out. Everyone loves In-N-Out. But I'm like, oh no, I like In-N-Out, animal style, everything. Fries, my burger. Then to spice it up, I love to put I tell them to put pepperoncinis in it.
Whoa.
I put some pepperoncinis in it. And I used to sleep on that. And I was doing it myself, and then somebody ordered in front of me, and I was like, oh, they could do it for you. And then I've never looked back.
Wait, okay, so I'm from Canada. What is a pepperoncini?
They're like yellow. They might call them banana peppers or.
Oh, you got a banana pepper. Gotcha. Yeah.
They're like called I've heard them called banana chips.
Yeah, that would be good. Actually, that would be delicious.
It's like a little spicy, vinegary, and it's good. Right.
I've heard.
Wait, where are you from?
So I'm from Canada originally, but now I'm living in Scotland at the moment. So the normal stuff.
So cool. How do
This
you like Scotland?
This isn't my interview. What are you doing?
It's so interesting meeting people, though.
So are you into travel? Are you looking to travel in the next few years once we're done with the pandemic?
Yes. But I mean, I'm so focused on what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to take advantage of the momentum that's happening and not waste any time. I'll rest when I die. I'll travel when I'm done fighting, or I'll travel and fight.
That's what I was going to say. Travel with the organization, get paid to go somewhere. Like a lot of people get paid to live in Thailand and train out there, and they just do fights out there. Like,
look at Mariah, freaking went to Hawaii. Like, you left us. You mean it? Like, come back or take me with you.
and she's training out of like BJ Penn's gym, right? Like that's like the BJ Penn brand gym out there.
Yeah, she's out there killing it, dude.
She's clearly happier out there as well.
Yeah.
Having spoken to her a couple of times, she's doing well.
I mean, I can't say I feel bad for her. She's out there living the dream.
No, so I used to do, so in Canada I did financial planning, and then I moved here, and I was like, I'll just get a job when I get to Scotland. I moved with my wife, and then she had a job. And I was like, I'll just get a job, and then I didn't. So now I do this kind of stuff.
That's fun. But I mean, you're doing something you love, but like, oh my gosh, I could not imagine living and doing a job like I just wasn't passionate about or I didn't like. Like I do MMA. This is my life. And then I get to interact with people that love it as well. Like I've worked odd jobs where I did like real estate and waitressing and just being around people that just didn't have that same passion. It's depressing. And their motives are different from yours. It's just like it's a whole different animal.
Well, yeah, it is. And we always struggled with you could never see yourself in a 9-to-5 is what you're saying, right?
No, I don't ever see myself being able to do that. I mean, I could do it because I can do anything, but do I want to? Like, am I going to be at my happiest? No, I know that. So try
punching.
No.
I've asked other fighters this as well, and I always kind of get the same answer, so I'm always curious. Do you find it's a weird thing of like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5, I don't want to do this, I love being in the gym. Do you find any peace in combat sports? Do you find peace when you're fighting in the cage?
Yes. Like right before this, especially this last fight, the first fight, I think I was really emotional just because I wanted it so bad, and I want it as bad every time. There's always this really heavy motivation factor for me, but this last time I just felt like this is exactly where I need to be. This is my moment. As sure it was like it's everyone's moment in that time, but it's like the calm before the storm, and it was just so peaceful, and I was like, I'm ready. I did everything I needed to do to be there at that moment, and I just knew, like, regardless, I was like, I'm gonna make the most out of this. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be it's the time of my life. Every fight is the biggest fight, and so it's just exciting. And yeah, so it definitely is peaceful.
It's crazy to think that a fist fight, you're like, this is it. This is where I'm at my home, right? I'm really happy here.
I'm totally down for this violence.
Yeah, absolutely. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. Do you have any exercises that you do to handle anxiety or pressure or stress when you go into fights?
I just accept. I just let go, and I'm just like, I accept. I know the level of commitment that I have. I wouldn't fight if I didn't think that I wasn't putting everything into it. I don't let doubt crowd my mind. Like I said, if I ever start getting negative, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I just go back. I'm like, no, you know who the fuck you are. Stop. You go play it back. Your hand's getting raised. You're throwing the right, the left's coming. Like, no, stop it. Like, sit down, and I write to myself, and I just do it. I do whatever I got to do to just don't let that negativity like take over. And on the whole like pressure thing, I'm just like, I know what I'm doing. Like, and I have people that believe in me, and I have a great support system, and I've got this.
I like the affirmations that you are writing to yourself, because you are in the gym every day. You know exactly what you're doing. You're doing X, Y, and Z. But when the lights are on and you're in the back room, for some reason, things start to change.
Exactly. I know. And it's like, you see it. Like, I feel like it's crazy. Like, I'm not, and when I'm in the back, it's like, I don't get this overwhelming, like, energy. I'm not like, I can sit down. I feel like if I didn't have so many eyes on me, I could probably sleep. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like I just try to go back to like replaying things in my mind, and then like, you're warming up and stuff like that, and you're going through the motions. And so I love everything about it.
Fight sport, this is your home here, and I absolutely love it. If I were to look into the future 5 years from now, 10 years from now, Taylor, where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be?
Everyone wants that. They want to be in the UFC and they want to have the belt, and that's definitely what I want.
Absolutely. No, that's a good goal to have. If you had a UFC call out, a dream fight, someone you want to call out?
Oh, yeah. I'm going for Shevchenko.
Yeah. You're going right to the top. There's no entry trial fights. You're going for it.
Going for that 2 weight class belt holder. I want her.
Absolutely. It's visualization for the future. It's self-affirmation. Now, what about if you were to go into a YouTube celebrity boxing fight? Is there some influencers that you want to beat up for money?
YouTube influencer.
Or even TikTokers or anyone like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally do. Oh, let's see. Let's call someone out. Let's do it. I don't know. Who could I call out? Do you have any suggestions? What's someone that's cocky that just needs an ass beating?
You know what's funny is
it has to be a girl though. It can't be a guy.
The thing is, like, you and I are almost like I don't know that many YouTubes like at our age. You know what I mean? Of like I don't know that many influencers anymore. Like, is Jenna Marble still around? I don't know. She was cool. Like,
I like her. I could have beat her up. She's hilarious. I'd be your friend. I'd be like, well, I mean, I'd be your friend and then beat you up if I had to. But Jenna Marble's awesome. What happened to her? Where'd she go?
This is the thing of like the last time that you and I interacted with influencers on YouTube was like 10 years ago. And we have no idea where any of those people are anymore.
No, they're gone. They're probably like, they hung it up. They're just like, you know what? Let's pop out some kids.
That's fair. Do you, and speaking of which, do you have advice for new parents out there?
New parents? No advice. Just wing it. Wing it all the way. No one knows what they're doing.
No one knows what they're doing.
Don't even bother looking it up. Just, you got this.
That's such good advice. Just do it. Just get in there.
You got this. Just follow instincts. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. And if it's wrong, you figure out it's wrong.
It's a good way to learn. Throwing them to the wolves and just letting you learn, right?
Yep.
Awesome stuff. If we were to make a playlist today, if I were to look on your phone, your Spotify, your Apple Music, what are you listening to right now? What's on the playlist?
Xavier Wolf and probably all the Suicide Boys, all that good stuff.
Xavier Wolf.
Yeah.
Music art. I actually don't know Xavier Beard.
Even like I don't know the artist, but G Walkin on Your Coffin. That one's a good one.
Okay, let me look it up right now. Walkin on Your Coffin, because it's a really good name.
Yeah, it is. Someone asked me about it. I was playing it, and they were like, "What is this?" I was like, "G Walkin on Your Coffin." Bye.
By Lil Boodang. So it's kind of it's like a gangster rap. It's kind of a yeah.
Disclaimer: it will be explicit language.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. What were your musical influences? Because right now you're really into gangster rap. Like, what is your musical influences when you were growing up?
Tupac. Come on.
Yeah.
Notorious. Yeah. Biggie Smalls, things like that.
These are great. These are absolutely awesome ones.
Classic.
Now, if you had, so in MMA, there's a lot of signature brands. We have signature whiskeys, we have signature hot sauces, we have signature tequilas. If there was a Taylor Mauldin signature brand, what would that signature brand be?
It would be, let's go machine gun hot sauce, because like it's got a kicker, it sounds spicy, and we're doing that. We're spicy. We're kicking.
Absolutely.
Knocking out.
You put pepperoncini on your fries? Yeah, it's a...
See? Maybe it's a pickled pepper. Machine gun pickled peppers. There we go.
This is legitimately a pretty good idea.
No, if someone doesn't hit me up about this, it's over. I'm going to quit.
So before we head out of here, I want to ask, what advice would you give to other people who are looking to enter the sport of MMA?
Don't stop coming, or come. Like, don't let excuses cloud your mind, and just show up. Even if every nerve in your body is telling you not to do it, do it. If you thought it for a reason, just show up and do it, and don't stop coming. Don't be a quitter.
Don't be a quitter. It's really good advice as well. Just hit the gym and stay in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Tim Wheaton with Tim Wheaton MMA. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. We are the Calf Kick Sports Podcast. Now, Taylor, you're going to get the last word here. Shout out whoever you need to shout out. Let the people know where they can find more of you and where we can expect to see you next.
Yeah, follow me at Taylor Mauldin _93 on Instagram, and never know, maybe you'll be seeing me on TikTok at that same username.
Awesome. So I found you had TikTok, you had Instagram, a YouTube. Am I wrong there?
No YouTube. Oh,
no YouTube.
Not one that I have access to anymore. No.
Don't worry about it. Everyone, shut up. Don't look it up. Okay.
It's okay.
So for the TikTok and the TikTok, I will have all the links down below for everybody.
Awesome.
Taylor, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.